All right, so this is Winston Dean with Tidbits and Randomness. It has been a little while since we have done an episode. I have been working on my other podcast, The Light Skin Perspective. Go check that out. But we are back in full force. I have today with me Joe Barksdale and Daniel West. How y'all doing?
You see yourself as light skinned? I'm sorry.
That's so funny, bro.
Yo, because I'm not gonna lie, when he said that, I looked up and was like, what the fuck?
No, I started looking at everybody here.
You know what's so funny? Bro, real quick, I'll say this.
Okay.
That's just perspective right there because growing up, like, my twin brother was darker than me.
No.
And then my older sister's darker, so they'd always be like, oh, you adopted, you light-skinned bitch, or whatever.
It's the same. It's the same. Like, on my dad's side, everybody's pretty much light-skinned, and he is too, but, like, my mom is I won't say she's dark, but she's
darker than them.
She's milk chocolate. And then everybody in my family is dark, kind of, and then I'm, like, the lightest person, even, like, kind of lighter than my father. And I get it every day. And then I move here, and I have a podcast with Jordan McDonald, and he's biracial. Yeah. And so it's like, I can't even call myself light-skinned around him.
It's all levels. It's like when you go to Vegas and you see those blackjack tables, like the 10 and the 100.
Get up to 500.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
Once you get to the high road.
Not on that level.
Welcome to the Aria.
That's high level light skin. No, yeah. Welcome to the Aria. So where did you guys meet each other? Like, where was the first time y'all saw each other?
Roma Room.
Roma Room?
Yeah, shout out to Roma Room.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace to the Roma Room.
Yeah, it was he was hosting a mic. He was hosting a mic. That's what it was. It was after the show, and there were people like filtering in and out.
Oh, that was the first time we met. Okay.
Yeah, because I've seen you before that, but like this is the first time I actually had a conversation with him.
I just want to say that I am mentally ill and also on the autism spectrum. That's gonna give you a lot of. So don't hold anything
accountable for what
No, you can hold me accountable. I'm just saying, like, it won't sound as wild when he says what he's about to say.
Oh, okay. Preface.
And I'll just interject when I need to.
Exactly. Like.
All right. So what happens?
So it was like a show before that, and then we were starting the open mic, and he's hosting, and then like there was this group of white people in the back, mostly women. They were still chattering and having a good time, and then we were starting the mic, and it was kind of getting to the point where it was like, all right, y'all are getting kind of annoying. Let's kind of, filter it out. And he, as the host, did his job, went up to him, was like, yo, could y'all please?
No, actually, I started the mic off.
No, he's wrong, all right?
I picked up the mic. I said, hey, y'all, we about to start a mic in 10 minutes. If you want to have a conversation, feel free to do it. You just got to move outside. These are people, because I take it seriously. Like, these are people working on their craft. Yeah. Like, this is how wait, can you cuss on here?
Yes.
This is how these niggas gonna eat.
It's like, chill.
Yeah, like, but seriously, like, these men and women are, okay, and them and they, you know what the fuck out. These human beings, all 89 of y'all, but no, shout out to the LGBTQ.
This is a public service announcement.
Nah, I mean, y'all know I ain't no fucking. Anyway.
No, yeah. You're saying like how like the disrespect factor of just like y'all know a show's about to start.
No. It's not even it's more of I took it personally for the other comedians. Because like, it's not a secret. I don't need to be doing anything else in my life. Like, I could be at home jacking off right now. But that's not what I'm doing. I love
real
comedy.
quick, tell the audience why that is so they can get in perspective why you say that.
I used to play NFL football. I was one of the 1% that actually made enough money to retire on for life.
Okay, by the way, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
No, yeah. Is it like generational wealth type thing?
Yeah. Like, my kid's going to be straight. Rich ass kids, this ain't your mama house. No, climb on your brother's shoulders, get that top ramen. My bad. But I ain't gonna lie, nah, I ain't never heard a bar that hit with me more than like rich ass kid. Like, cause you grow up poor and then your kids talking about, Daddy, can we buy a park? And it's bad because, like, I feel all the trauma inside of me, and I'm like, let me talk to your mother. Like, let me see what we can do.
You don't want to just shoot it down.
Yeah.
Also, this is getting a little much.
But like I was saying, no, seriously, I was talking about getting like Kennedy a Louis Vuitton bag for kindergarten, and Brianna's my wife. She's like, why?
That's
like,
funny.
The drip. And she's like, can she at least
she'll lose that the
things?
First day of school, bro.
Exactly.
And
you'll get another one.
How old is she?
Kennedy?
Yeah.
5 going on 6.
He wanted to give a 5-year-old a Louis Vuitton.
She's the same one that asked for the part 2. Kennedy got fat.
Kennedy out here living the life, apparently.
Hey, she's trying to do Clueless part 2. Anyway. But nah.
Great reference.
I said, like, we starting an open mic. These people are working on their craft. This is how these men plan to eat. And women. This is how these humans plan to eat. Like, this is serious. In my eyes, like, people don't have a stage and stuff at home. You don't have an audience at home unless you got cockroaches. But what I'm saying is, you know, like this, I'm not saying it's sacred time like we praying, but like these people are doing something. And if you were doing something, you wouldn't want nobody talking over you trying to get better.
Like, did he go off on him or something? Like,
well, that's how it started. I was just like, you know, let's be respectful of the comedians.
Like it was like, you know, as a host.
Yeah.
Like trying to...
And as the mic kept going on,
so first comedian went.
Yeah.
They kept going. I picked up the mic again. I said, hey, I'm talking to y'all in the back. Can y'all please...
I'm glad y'all having a good time.
Yeah, like I'm glad y'all having fun. I'm not telling you not to. I'm just saying like these men are up here trying to get better. They can't get better with these distractions. They kept talking. So then I went back there. I said, hey, can y'all please keep it down? Like same thing. Can y'all please keep it down? You got comics trying to, you know, do what they're trying to do. No, I said before, you know, the mental illness and the autism. So I'm like, you got people trying to do what they're trying to do. You're kind of disrupting them. First one turns around, excuse me? And I said, bitch, shut the fuck up or leave. Shut the fuck up or leave. No one gives a fuck about I said, no one cares about what your fat ass has to say, all right? The only thing you need to be talking about is a new diet plan.
So all I can think of during this, it's like a movie scene, like when you're doing this, and the camera pans in the background, and Daniel's back in the back, like, oh shit.
That's exactly what Daniel looked like, because he was on stage next.
He walked the whole crowd.
Say, well, oh my God, and then she like started doing, I'm gonna pull out my phone, I'm gonna record this.
I was like, well, I pulled my dick out there so you could get something worth having on video.
I was like,
so did they head out after that? I'm guessing.
I've never heard anybody.
Were so scared.
They
had like what, 4 boyfriends with them?
Yeah,
they all ran to the
they
bar
left.
to pay.
They left after that. But I never heard somebody like say, "I'll actively pull out my dick" on camera just so you have something to record.
Oh yeah,
this is after me too, and everyone was like, "This thing is great."
I don't give a damn.
Because then Pat Bernard calls me and he's like, Joe, you know, apparently there was an incident. I was like, Pat, are we talking about the open mic that I'm not getting paid for? And he was like, well, you know, these are paying customers. I was like, Pat, when what's my man's name, the black dude, when Godfrey came, who brought out a whole row of VIP seats? It wasn't them, was it? Pat, who's the multimillionaire on this phone right now? You think I give a fuck about what's going on at a club that I can buy and fire you from, nigga? Shut the fuck up and get off my phone. And I'm not doing the open mic no more.
Yeah,
so that was your last open mic there?
Yeah, that was the last one I hosted. I still did mics there, but like...
Yeah, this is how I found out that he had money, because I went on stage, I was like, yo, you pull out your dick in front of a camera, you don't care about the couch. He's like, I don't give a fuck, nigga. I got money.
I got lawyers. You're like, oh, word, all right.
It's like, hey, man, you got it like that.
Hey, look, it's just on there, like, I can make you disappear money. Like, fuck that, beat the case. Like, niggas will be like, hey, y'all remember Clayton? Like, I ain't seen him in a couple months.
Have you seen that, you know the comedian George Wilborn? He's like, he started in Georgia, but basically he has a joke where he asks the whole crowd, he's like, who here would suck a dick for $400 million? And nobody says yes. He's like, some stupid niggas. He's like, for $400 million, you could kill everybody in the room. Nobody's got to know or whatever. It's
that's
like,
true.
That's the kind of money.
That make you disappear money. And it'll probably only take $1 million. Like, to make that happen. You still play with 39.
So I was like, I've done the math. It's like, it won't take that much.
Shit, honestly, it's a tax write-off if you put on your LLC.
So after that all happened, you're like, I got to meet this guy.
It was a few more like mics of like,
yeah, because I'm pretty sure he was probably afraid then. Like,
I was like, I don't want to be on that dude's bad side. Nah, but there was a few more mics of like me going up and like doing good, and then like him going, "Oh, that dude's funny."
Oh yeah, like game recognized game.
Yeah, game recognized game and shit like that. And then like he was like,
Daniel will tell you. I mean, Daniel won't tell you. Part of the autism is like I cannot actively be your friend if you are not a high performing individual in what you do. Like,
okay.
All of my friends are funny, and if you're not my friend, that's probably part of the reason. I'm talking specifically about comedy.
Yeah.
But like, if you're not a high-performing individual, all you're going to do is make me worse.
I mean, they say you're the average of the people in your life.
Yeah.
So
nobody's worth my dreams.
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah, so it was.
So we will not be talking after that.
I'm like,
no,
damn. It's like I'm about to go to the Austin FC game tonight, and I'm just like,
so
I'm just gonna go.
Number.
Just thinking about Joe the whole night. Like, damn, man.
Austin FC gonna win by like 6. Everybody gonna be celebrating.
I'll just be sitting there, just like, I ain't shit. But all right, you guys ready to go over some random topics of things going on
Hell
right
yeah.
now? The first thing we're going to talk about is, and now we're going to have different, it's an economic issue, but the student loan forgiveness that was just passed by Biden. I just want y'all's opinion about it being $10,000 and then it being $20,000 if you have a Pell Grant. You guys think it's a good idea? You think it's enough? Like, what's your opinion on the whole situation?
I mean, you weren't paying that shit for like 2 years, though. It was just.
It has been on pause.
Just,
loan forgiveness. Yeah.
Wipe that shit to the side a little bit.
Yeah,
dog.
just a little bit longer. No, I see. For me,
2 years worth of that makes sense.
Yeah, it's 2 years, bro. Like at this point, like y'all can wait on this shit a little longer. Like just
Why is it so expensive to go to college in the
that's the
first
biggest.
Exactly.
That's
That's
the
my
biggest
thing.
issue. Like,
Yeah.
to me, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a Democrat, but for me, this is kind of just you're trying to get votes with this move because you're sitting here. This is the same with our healthcare system. It's all none of it's preventative. It's all like reactionary. It's like
That's anything in
that's
the country.
yeah, that's very true.
Like,
yeah, that's very true.
The country started on some reactionary shit with the Declaration of Independence. They were reacting
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, like, who's to say, like, once that nigga's out of office, and then here comes the Republican, they go, no, all this is back, nigga.
Yeah. I mean,
I want all that
try to
shit dance
fight-
on, nigga.
And I want interest.
A
Yeah.
lot of people feel like the president can't do this executive orderly, so this might get challenged. Like, who knows if it even happens?
Yeah.
But I mean, I was fortunate enough where my parents were able to help me with school, and the only semester that I had to take a loan out for was my student teaching. I used to be a high school teacher, and so like I paid that off after about 2 years of teaching. But all I had was under $5,000 worth of debt. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's very doable.
Yeah.
But when you,
What is the average?
the average, I want to say, is like at least like 40,000. I want
Yeah.
to say.
I mean, I dropped out, so I was like half that when I left. So.
Yeah. Okay. So and like
lucked-
honestly,
I
like
lucked out.
isn't it kind of crazy? Because, like you probably thought that moment, like, damn, I dropped out. But now looking back, it's like that might have been a good move.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Because I mean, I got a good gig that
Yeah.
I could have some money to pay some shit off. But
no, for sure.
And then he's gonna be doing comedy for the rest of his life. So.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that's cool about doing stand up. You can keep doing it until you don't want to anymore.
Or until you can't stand up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Now, Bill Cosby was up on stage sitting in a chair and
Yeah.
shit when
You
people
ain't
like,
lying.
Yo,
He was also spiking drinks.
I saw Cosby.
easy, chill.
I saw Cosby 2 weeks before those
the news hit?
allegations. man.
That was the best show ever.
Fam, I took a girl and was bigging up Cosby, so I was like, "Yo, he's the greatest comedian ever." Like he's
How everyone sees Chappelle, that's how Chappelle
fam,
sees
like
Bill.
I was like, I wish he was my grandfather. He's like top 3 black people.
I wish he was my grandfather.
I'd make my child his godfather. He'd be the godfather
Right,
of
it's
my
like
child.
Jesus, MLK, Bill Cosby. That was the order before 2014. And
know
then
what's funny? It's had a
he
reverse.
killed it. He did like an hour and a half, fucking killed it, crushed it.
Still
And
had
then 2 weeks after that, this shit come out. She never talked to me.
You know what was the thing that made all that like kind of like snowball, right?
What?
How like everybody kind of like knew the out. What'd you say?
I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that question. I plead the fifth.
I was like, oh,
I plead
what's
the
your wife?
I plead the fifth.
It was just a question. I wanted to know.
No, yeah. So I forgot what I was saying. Damn.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
You were talking about. You were talking about.
Damn, we all forgot. Yeah, we just high. Oh, anyways, moving on. Do you remember Brandon? That's what you're here for. Let's get.
Yeah, you were talking about the Cosby story and how you took the girl there.
Okay.
No, but you went into something after that. Like, you know how it.
The economics thing and the average debt, which is $32,000, is the average.
Okay,
student
so
loan
damn, I was
debt.
pretty close. I don't mean to brag or nothing.
Yeah.
It's at 40. I don't mean if it was on Price and Right, I would have been over. But
Still made one.
yeah. But I just think, like I said, if you're not going to fix the symptom and you're still going to let predatory lending continue to happen, then what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people will be literally paying like $1,000 towards their note, and then like $250 goes down. It's
I mean,
God damn.
But you're talking about this. I mean, once the country was built on money, like this is a capitalist economy.
And if you think about the way college is set up, it's not meant to educate you. It's meant to take your money.
Oh, for sure. It's
Like if we really thought about what college should be, like I shouldn't have to take math, science, and all this other bullshit in college. I feel like I should in high school. Once you get to that certain point, yeah, you good with all that. College, just go into your career, do whatever the fuck you need to. If that requires math and science and all that shit, I was a theater major, dog. Like what the fuck am I doing taking 7 sciences, nigga? What are we get me out of here?
have y'all seen that movie Killing Them Softly with Brad Pitt, where he was a hitman?
Oh, I
in the movie?
started it. I haven't.
I
finished it.
saw it, but
So-
I don't remember.
So I just remember, like, the reason I bring it up is when I used to teach, like, sometimes I would show clips from movies that technically, like, it's a rated R movie, technically,
Yeah.
but this is a scene that wasn't, like, getting killed. It's him doing a speech, and he
Yeah.
does cuss in it, but the speech, basically, the premise is at the end of the movie, the guy that he was working for owes him $45,000 for 3 hits, 15 a hit. And when he goes in the bathroom to count it, there's only 30 in the bag, so he comes out, and Brad's like, you only gave me 30. He's like, that's what such and such charges. He's like, well, I'm not such and such. Like, you need to pay me my money.
Yeah.
And then like on the TV screen, Barack Obama comes on. He's like, you see that? Like that guy said that this is like a country where a family need to work together. He's like, that's bullshit. Like he's like, America is a business. All right, like. It was built on the foundations of the words from a guy who was fucking his slave girls and allowed his kids to live in slavery and sat back and got rich and while other people fought his war. Like, gives like a whole entire spiel about like Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, he was a really smart guy, but he was full of shit on some level because you're like, all men are created equal. Then you got your kids being slaves and you're okay with it, So it's a good speech, whatever, but it's the realness, like you said, like it's from the foundation on some level,
This country doesn't work if we don't have a suffering lower class.
Oh, for sure.
And that's like
that's
the sad truth.
That's some deep shit, yeah.
But this country doesn't work. Like I understood that in middle school. Like capitalism is built off. You got to stand on somebody's back. I mean, you think about it. Like even in order for me to make money,
hey man,
like
sorry,
somebody else had to lose. Like in order for me to win, someone else has to lose. That's capitalism.
Yeah.
We both can't win.
No, not everybody doesn't get a W.
And then it becomes about like, well, who wants to win more?
Yeah.
Like me, like I'll step on your baby's throat to win, and like I won't even give a fuck.
Everybody
like,
wants to be rich, but if you tell everybody for $1 million you got to kill this person, some people will do it to be rich, and some people won't. Like like it's just what are you willing to do on your moral compass and whatnot to get there? Period, all around.
Yeah,
but, like, that's a different topic, but
that's capitalism.
That is, yeah. So
should we move away from capitalism then? Or like would it?
It's not possible.
You could say that we, like, on some level, we already have, like, for example, if we were just straight up capitalistic, like, Ford wouldn't be around anymore. Chase wouldn't be, like, all of those motherfuckers got bailed out by the government, which is socialistic as fuck. But nobody ever talks about that when that happens. They only talk about it when fucking individuals are getting bailouts. It's like, this is ridiculous. It's like, we just did, like, 5 times the bailout for the banks, like, in 2018, I think, or something.
So that goes back to uninformed people making uninformed decisions.
Yeah.
And saying shit that they don't, speaking on stuff they don't know about.
Yeah, that's, again, true.
This is America. All lives matter.
That's a good cap on that time.
Sorry.
I know, yeah, that shit is, okay, let's not go down that hole, because that's just going to piss me off. All right, so Bills punter. We all heard this story?
I don't watch sports.
Areza. As soon as you got out the game, you were done?
I never watched sports before I started playing. I got kicked out of engineering camp in high school. Needed something to do to stay out of trouble in the summer.
Okay.
So I started playing football.
All right. That's like Curtis Martin had a similar. He's like, I was good at it. I didn't care for it. I
didn't even think I was that good at it. I just needed something to do. And then when I found out I could get a scholarship, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, if y'all haven't heard, basically this Bills punter, Areza, he got cut recently because they released news that him and I think 2 of his San Diego, this is his first year in the league, 2 of his San Diego State teammates and him are accused of raping a 17-year-old girl, gang raping her.
Damn.
Yeah, and like she was like on CBS, like doing an interview about it and everything. She was 17 at the time. So he's looking at time. Like this isn't like a civil suit. This is a criminal case.
They called him the punt guide?
The what?
Like, was he, like, so he was...
Oh, yeah, he was, like, for example, the reason this is kind of controversial is the Bills had heard about this situation, and then there was 2 guys competing to be punter for the team, and they cut the other punter.
And they kept him.
That's how good of a punter you got to be not getting cut.
On, Bills, y'all gotta...
Yeah, that's some shit, right? What are you about to say, Brendan?
He hit like an 80-yard punt. That's why it was a big deal. He had like 65 in the air, so everyone started calling him punt god, but they said that they knew as early as July 31st about the gang rape allegations.
Okay.
August 28th.
They saw the Ray Rice video before he got before he got suspended for 2 weeks. They saw that video. That's why.
Oh, the NFL definitely saw that video.
They saw that video before he got suspended.
Yeah, I feel like it's a common thing with a lot of NFL teams is them knowing about shit. Like, I feel like the Houston Texans knew about Deshaun way before
it released.
All that shit came out.
You need to damn near be a broken person to be good at football. When you think about it, like football doesn't even make sense. You're running into somebody full speed so somebody can carry a ball down the field.
Yeah.
Just so you can do it again next play, just so there can be another season, which makes this one irrelevant. Like, you can't tell people, you can't beat into people like you need to be violent, you need to be aggressive.
Football player goes football player at the wrong time.
That's it. You got wild animals in the fucking wild doing what they've been taught to do, what they get paid to do.
Yeah, like that's literally what Noah Brendan said about Ray Rice.
Except for Floyd Mayweather, because he beats up his wife, but he
he's
don't punch
also
nobody.
A punter though. Like
this guy ain't a football player,
bro. Like, come on, Keep it together, Mr. Punter.
Yeah, be composed.
The fuck out of here with this.
Rape don't know no position. Like you can't not be a rapist because you kick
So
the
you
ball.
know what's crazy is we always hear about all this stuff with like NFL players, but technically like the rate of like sexual assault and like abuse for NFL players is lower than like the national average for men in general. So like it's just bad culturally. Like men be out here doing the most to women. Like so, it's
Hey, get your shit together, man.
get your shit together. Yeah. So
stop
like,
raping
the
people.
last time
Go
I
find a
ever put my
prostitute.
hands on a girl, I was in preschool. She told me she loved me, and I believed in cooties at the time, so I choked her. But you know, like my dad beat my ass. All right. Like here's the thing: my dad was an officer in the military, so like less than 5% of officers in the military are black. You know what I mean? So everybody knew I'm his kid and shit. So
this
he's like,
happened on
nigga,
the
you
base?
ain't never. Yes. I fucked up all the way. Yes.
I didn't even think about that. I'm like, did this happen on base too?
Yeah. So and I knew it was like I knew my dad showed up to the school with like his uniform and shit. I was like, oh my god. I'm sorry, Daddy. Like so, like, but to me, like when I was that young, like everybody's just peers. I'm not thinking like little girl. I'm like, oh, get away, you know, like so. But
You
yeah, that was the
should've had my
last time.
experience, dog. If you had gotten molested at a young age, you would have loved hanging around women. I got molested by women, but like,
No, that's
you know,
again
from my point of view, when I was your age, I was like, oh, girls. Nice.
All right. No, yeah. I mean,
Anybody want to go in the closet? I'm sorry.
who talk about it really though? Like,
But yeah, that's what happened. Like, I mean, it happened.
And so,
it started out
I mean,
in daycare
usually
in the
when kids
closet.
are super sexual at a young age, they've probably been
molested. You know what? You're right. Well, no, I don't know.
Not always, but sometimes.
Sometimes. 9 times out of 10.
So are y'all some fantasy? Like I know you like Star Wars. You like Star Wars?
Yeah.
Do y'all like Game of Thrones?
No.
I
was just gonna ask. Basically, we can go over this one.
I enjoyed it up until that final season, and
Okay.
now I'm hate watching the new one.
Okay, hate watching. You haven't been enjoying it.
It's
I get it. I'm hate watching those Harry Potter movies. I get that.
yeah. Like I'm going in as a hater, basically.
Okay.
Like
this is some
fuck
bullshit.
You're like pleasantly
I'm the best.
surprised my ass.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got to impress me, goddammit. I'm not gonna.
And part of you still wants to just know the story. Like,
Yeah.
I kind
Like I
of
won't lie, it feels good to be back in that whole.
When you hear the do,
yeah,
you're like,
I was
all
like,
right, okay.
I had a little bit of the flashbacks of those first few seasons.
Yeah.
But like then they mentioned the Song of Ice and Fire. I was like, yo, fuck y'all. Why'd y'all bring that up, dog?
Yeah.
Don't bring up White Walker. Don't
Yeah.
even say white, nigga. I don't want to see snow.
Is this HBO?
Yeah. Don't even say snow, nigga.
So
you don't
I will
deserve
say
that.
this: like I'm deep. Like that's one of the series that like I've basically read most of the books and whatnot. Because after the first season came out, I saw it like a year after. So like the first season was the one that I was able to binge, and then everything else I was waiting for episodally. So like by the time like the third season was coming out, I'd read. Thank you. No, you're good. I'm good. I'm the one fucking up. But episodically, and I gotta say, man, like in the history of Westeros, this is one of the coolest like eras of the history. Like when it comes
Of the House of the Dragons?
because this is the one time in the history of Westeros where, because like we gotta think about it like this. Imagine like in military language, like you're the only country with airplanes. You're probably gonna be housing every nigga that ever tries to challenge your ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this
Unless
is the
it's
one
Attack
time.
on Titan.
Yeah. This is the one time though in the history where like it's civil war between the powers that have. The only reason the Targaryens aren't in power by the time Game of Thrones happens is because of this, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Like they had like 8+ dragons at this point. More than half of them are going to die during the Civil War because they're out here battling in the sky, fucking each other up. So the only thing that could bring down the House of Dragon was the House of Dragon. So like it's pretty.
You know,
dope
the only
storyline.
reason the North won the Civil War was numbers.
Oh yeah.
It had nothing to do with like.
No, yeah. The best generals.
beat.
The best generals.
We're down south.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not sitting here saying like,
Yeah,
oh,
I ride great, nigga. Let's
yeah,
go.
like I'm not sitting here saying they deserve statues,
No,
but
Robert
like,
Lee was
I
like
can
that nigga
see
Yeah.
what the thought was. Like I can see the thought process.
Well, they thought that they could win. Yeah.
Like
No,
that
like this
Green
was a
Lantern.
bad man, regardless. Like even, I mean, okay, I'm not saying you should put up a statue for Hitler, but like you gotta respect Hitler was homeless for his
You gotta
entire
respect the
20s.
drive.
You gotta respect him coming up. I'm not saying respecting what he did when he did come up, but
No,
like
yeah.
Hitler was homeless. Like he was homeless, living in the streets, selling art from 20 to 30.
That's why I always argue out of any personality trait, the razor thin margins of like being good or bad that can be the most manipulated is if you're charismatic. If you're charismatic, like you could be a sports center anchor, you can be whatever you want.
You could be
Or
something
you
way
could be a
better
cult
than a
leader.
sports center.
Yeah, I'm just saying like whatever you want to do if you're charismatic.
Just have a job with a purpose.
Yes. And
Sports
then,
center has no purpose.
whatever.
Fuck sports. No, I'm just playing. I'm just.
So like this is an athlete that hates sports.
Nah, it's not. Honestly, it's not sports. I just don't think the same. I feel the same way about Sports Center that I feel about the news. Like, we weren't made to be consuming news for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Sure.
There's nothing to talk about.
No, for sure. That's why the same segments will be talked about on each channel. But that being said, if you're at, this is coming from the struggle of being like, you've made it, you don't need to work again in your life. Most niggas ain't at home all day just like, they're talking about this again. It's like,
I don't watch TV.
Only see, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's,
No,
you
because
notice
I got a podcast, I do comedy, I do music. I just dropped an album today, by the way. I'm writing 3 different books. I do screenwriting, as you know.
Okay.
I do everything but sit at home and watch TV.
Well, but do you feel what I'm saying though? Like, I feel like when it's like the repeat of the reason they're repeating is because like some people work at this time, some people work at that time, so it's like the same topics being discussed for people that can watch it at different times.
No, because the job I have now, we used to be in the office. And then, like, whenever there was, like, you go down to the lunch area for, like, breakfast, you'll see it on the TV, and it'll be different things and whatever. And then you go to lunch, you see it on the TV, and it'll be another show discussing a different thing or whatever. So, like, I get what you're saying. Like, there's it's a group of people that want to see it just because, like, it's
the
like
window that
like
you
those
can
type of
see it
shows
in,
are for, like, the doctor's office, I feel like just to have it on.
Yeah, with the ticker tape on.
Yeah, like, I feel like, I don't know.
But I feel you, 24 hours is excessive. But
Like
that being said, there is a market for it.
Yeah, I mean, to the point where if you cut on ESPN now, they were talking about the Taliban. It's like,
we
they
running out of
starving for
topics.
football, dog.
But they used to, like, talk about news. I mean, like, not real news stories. You know what I mean? Like, everyday news stories that didn't have to do with football when they first started. But they were also a channel back then. That was one channel that went off at a certain time.
Yeah.
So.
Quick question, though, because I really want your opinion on this one, because you come from a position of perspective that neither of us do. Like, did y'all see what the little baby did for James Harden?
Oh, you gave him, like...
I'm going to say it one more time.
No, you didn't watch.
I did not.
Basically,
watch
okay, I'm going to stop
sports.
asking. No, it's not, I guess James Harden is an athlete, but this is more just like pop culture. It was James Harden's birthday, and little baby gave him $250,000. And I'm just like...
That's what's up.
Cool, I guess. Like,
Sounds
James
like
Harden didn't need your money.
Who
like,
needed to report it, though? That's my thing.
Yeah,
Regardless
yeah.
of look like...
well, I mean, I'm sure it was little babies, people out here with their phones just taking, like, for the clout kind of.
But that's what I'm saying.
What they do.
But that's on them. Like, you can't... That's like somebody adopting a family for the winter. You know what I mean? And it's like for Christmas or some shit like that. And it's like, oh, he did that for clout. And it's like, nah, I wanted to adopt his family.
Mm-hmm.
These motherfuckers around me are trying to turn it into clout. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I do a lot of community service and, I mean, the backpack giveaways and shit. But, like, it's a lot of stuff that I don't publicize for that reason. But I say that to say, if Lil Baby want to give him $1 million, who fucking cares? It's his money.
Oh, it is his money.
Yeah.
Lil Baby's the one that made it. I mean, I forget the song.
I'm just saying, like, for example, that would be like where I'm at in life. Like, I got savings and whatnot. That'd be like if I was like, hey, here's $5,000. You're like, nigga, I don't need your money. Like, James Harden's worth like 18 times the amount that little baby's worth. Just for me, like, I'm just like, bro, like,
I mean, you know that for sure.
Oh, for sure. James Harden's one of like...
But they don't report stuff like on the merch
No, for
booth.
sure. No, I will say, you're right. But in the history of basketball, James Harden, I want to say, is like one of the 7 highest, like in the history of just like what you make on the court. He's one of the 7 highest paid in the history of the game. So,
Shit,
like,
did he turn down the $250,000?
No, he was
Did
out
he give
here
it back
like-
to him? Oh, okay, so he took the money. So if James Harden took the money, what the fuck are we talking about right now? Like,
It was funny. Everybody was talking about it. Looks like Lil Baby's trying to get some money off the books or something like that. He's trying to clean up some money.
Yeah.
Just
they don't
hey,
arrest.
dog, here
You know what it is? They got Young Thug.
Yeah, he's
oh,
like, hey,
shit. Okay, they got Young Thug and Gunna.
No, here you go. It was
It's
my birthday present.
$250,000 just for that feature you did on the album.
Yeah,
I saw something said IRS has entered the chat or whatever. Yeah.
Pretty much.
So Aaron Rodgers recently said that he
It's just
played
gonna be
on
all about
Percocet.
sports.
Not all of it, but this next topic is about also. He said he plays with Percocets. So what do y'all
I saw
think?
that.
Did you hear
That's a
about that
pain
a lot?
pill?
Huh?
That's a pain pill?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everyone was making a big deal about it. I was just like, that
because
doesn't
they're
sound
just
too
now
shocking.
finding out. I knew dudes who used to have to shoot up Toradol to practice.
Oh, isn't that the one that like if you're like when you're like dealing with like back pains, like you can't walk, that's the shit that they give you kind of shit?
Nah, Toradol's like, so you know Tylenol in excess is bad for you. Toradol is like super Tylenol. Like I've not been able to walk taking a shot of Tylenol. I mean, a shot
That's
of
what I'm
Toradol.
saying. Yeah.
But not just your back, anywhere.
Okay. Just
But like I like the whole, just because Percocets are like big in like the rap culture, everybody rapping about it. It's just hilarious to think about him being on Percocet, playing football,
at that level too.
But they rapping about like taking it to get high.
Exactly. But that's the whole joke of it. It's just like,
but like from my point of view,
he's not doing it. That
Like from my point of view, it's just fucked up because if you got to take Percocets to play now, imagine what's gonna happen in 10 years when your body, like, you know what I mean, like when you done playing, like, because if you ain't healing now, I mean, that's why Andrew Luck retired. Like, bro, I want to be able to play with my kids. Like, and I think it gets to a certain point.
And he was at a point where he's like, I've already made $100 million. Like, I don't need to continue getting, like, especially because they never got him a line. So he was getting hit every single play and shit. He's like, look.
Dapping everybody up.
Yeah, he's like, good hit.
Get your Christian ass out of here.
And at that point, it's just him playing for, like, championships and
legacy.
Do you really care about that?
Yeah.
There was a dude that told me that. He was saying, like, if you got players that play, this isn't, like, 1-to-1, but he was like, you got cats that's playing for, like, 8-9 years. Cats who play past that, they either need the money or they're trying to go to the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. That's only
and
two
from
reasons,
a perspective
basically.
reason, you'd be surprised who needs the money. Like, I was surprised.
Yeah.
Like,
because is it not knowing money kind of shit? Like, they should have some savings and they don't have any.
I think it's a combination of stuff. Like, some of it's not knowing money. Some of it's having, like, hangers on.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Taking care of a community type shit. Yeah.
Some of it you got finance people taking advantage of. Some of these cats get taken
Tim
advantage
Duncan
of.
lost, like, I think, like, something like $17 million off of that kind of thing.
So, like, it's so many things. When you run out of insurance, if you need to have an ACL surgery, if you ain't got insurance, it's
out of pocket.
$17 million?
Yes.
Shit, I've heard 20. Like
I'm killing somebody. Like somebody's gotta die, nigga. Like, what are we?
So real quick, I am just gonna like point out, like, so what I'm gonna do is, since we have some more topics, we're just gonna do one topic each random at the end for 15 minutes.
Okay,
just continue with it. Okay, cool. So, but I agree. That's crazy. I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, but I was just letting you know that. So,
but that is a life lesson, though. Like, that's one thing I think we can all, at some point in our life, like, we all got. You know.
So, like, what would you say? Like, if you knew somebody about to enter the league, what would your first financial advice be to that player?
See if you're gonna make it past your first contract.
That's the biggest thing, is get that second contract.
Yeah, because like you're not making. I mean, unless
you're a first round pick. Yeah.
If you wanted the first 5, maybe 10.
Yeah.
But you're right. Before it used to be but like. And even then, like, you need to make sure that you can. You know how many first round draft picks come in and they trash? Like, I think people forget about that after the draft.
I think like 1 out of like 3 to 4 like wind up being busts.
Let's try 3 to 4 out of 15 end up being players. Let's go that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like
meeting expectation of a first round pick type of thing.
Nah, just something.
I think making the team.
It's not that. It's like football's still football. And, like, no matter where you get drafted, you still got to go play. You know what I'm saying? And I think that sometimes people think because a person was drafted in a certain place that he's just automatically a player. It's like, nah, the whole draft is just like a pickup game in basketball. You just have more background information on who you choosing to pick up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like it's...
So, quick question. Would you say when it comes to what it takes to the people that you saw be successful and get to that second contract, did a lot of them have the same drive, like the common thing that they were driving for, or do they all have their own reason?
I think everybody has their own different reasons, because I know what motivates me may not motivate somebody else, but they were all competitive.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably the one thing that's definitely in common.
Because that's what's going to motivate you to get better.
Also, quick question, because even in college, I've heard stories of, like, it's even on some level not a meritocracy there could be politics on who's starting and whatnot. Would you say in the NFL, like, the best man is starting 99% of the time, or what do you think? When it comes to meritocracy of the sport, like, are there players that you feel like should be like frequently, like, this person probably should have made the roster and he got cut type shit, or is it like, no, it's pretty meritocracy, like, who's there should be there, like?
Yeah, no, I feel like honestly, I feel like 75% of the people in the league actually deserve to be in the league.
Okay.
Maybe a smaller amount.
All right.
And you see those people because those are the ones who do break that average.
Yeah.
You know, continue to, but like
past the 3-year thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but the reality of the situation is you bringing in bodies every year for a reason.
Yeah.
Either people get,
and they're always coming.
Yeah, like either people get these injuries they can't come back from. You know, they're not that good, and it just happens to be a draft where we can find somebody better. There's a bunch of shit that happens.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah. I mean, because you're talking about like a coach's job is on the line if y'all lose. You know what I mean? Like, you can be as petty as you want to. And coaches have done that too.
Yeah.
Where you be super petty and then you lose. You know, sometimes you run a play action on the goal line.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of handing it to Marshawn Lynch. Let's run a play action with the lamest nigga alive. Like, let's let Reading Rainbow fake it and then throw it. Like, Sorry.
God.
We on the goal
You know
line.
what's so funny is everybody knows exactly, even if you don't really follow sports, everybody
No,
knows what
it's
the fuck you're
like there
talking
was
about. That
this
shit was crazy.
thing on Twitter about that where like why there were a bunch of women going like he takes care of his kids, he has a beautiful wife.
Who said
why
this?
is he lame? It was a bunch of like women like
No.
black
Why
What's
is
lame
who?
about that?
Why is Russell Wilson lame?
Yeah,
Oh, shut y'all dumb asses up, man. Y'all heard bitches walking around. I'm sorry. Y'all heard women walking around talking about, oh, because he takes care of his wife. No, you can be lame and take care of your wife.
Yeah.
Two things could be happening.
Yeah. Just like you could be fattening a two-piece. Ain't nobody say shit to Lizzo.
Bringing up Lizzo. Okay. That's a good segue.
Oh, she's
Real quick.
so bold. Yeah, so are the spicy wings she's eating. I'm sorry.
All right, so it's bringing up
She's
Lizzo.
so brave.
Did
So
you
is
hear
that
that
scale.
Did
I'm
you hear
sorry.
the Aries Spears quote?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna
say?
play it. I'm gonna play it real quick.
All right, bet.
Okay, so
Do you know Aries Spears? You know who that is? Matt TV. Aries Spears.
I do.
Does great impressions.
Stand up, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
this weekend.
Yes. Ari is talented.
Very talented man. I'm about to play you some audio right now of Aries
Okay.
Spears doing a spot-on impression of an asshole.
Yo, you know somebody that actually make good music, man? Lizzo.
Lizzo?
Yeah, bro. Have you heard her shit, yo? Like, as a songwriter, yo.
I can't get past the fact that she looks like the shit emoji. She's got a very pretty face, but she keeps showing her body off, nigga. Like, come on, man. Come on, yo. I'm sorry. Listen, I ain't the most in shape nigga in the world, but I still, you know, when you funny and you got swagger and confidence and you decent looking, I think I'm at least handsome, you get pussy. But a woman that's built like a plate of mashed potatoes is in trouble. You know what kills me about women? Is the hypocrisy and the contradiction. Yes, queen, slay queen. Yes, queen, slay. Yeah, girl, your confidence. Fuck diabetes. Fuck heart problems. Fuck heart disease, cholesterol. You all claim womanhood and about sisterhood and support for your sister. You know, when it come to that ridiculous shit. But if you really gave a fuck, why wouldn't you go, black girl, we love you. We love your confidence, boo-boo. But this ain't it. This ain't it.
So what do y'all think about that?
It's easier to look like a 10 when you're standing next to a 1.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely true.
And that's what I'm gonna say. You get all these women talking about you're beautiful, let's go out so that someone can find me attractive. Like, that's why they hyping each other up.
My whole thing with the Aries thing is like Aries is a hater. Like my whole thing because he asked him about the music.
Yeah, he didn't even talk about the music.
And I was agreeing with what he said about the songwriting.
Bro, honestly, like her music.
She's a fantastic artist, but like he does this thing.
Shout out to In the Booth Lizzo.
He did this thing when they would ask him about like Southern rappers and shit. And he was like,
you know what? Shout out to Lizzo. Keep doing what you do, girl.
Exactly.
I mean, like,
but
we still
when he called her the shit emoji,
funny.
that shit is fucking hilarious.
That shit is funny. You know, here's the thing. I will say this. Like, do you be who you are, embrace who you are, all that. But like, I did have a problem with her, even if she wasn't as big as she is. If you're at the Lakers game where there's little kids and shit, you probably shouldn't wear something with like your ass crack hanging out and shit.
Okay, can you pull up and actually I don't want to see that.
No, bring up the Lakers.
Please.
Put Lizzo's Lakers outfit.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all.
It was.
but
I would have
also-
said the same thing to a girl that's fit. It's like, there's kids here, girl.
But
Like,
he said he also had a bar in there that's like a Patrice O'Neal bar. Shout out to him, where he goes, "Look, I'm fat, but I also have eyes. Like I can see that you are also fat. Like
you can't tell me nothing.
yeah."
It's not that
Oh,
one.
it's not that one. Oh, there we go, right there.
And I also disagree with what he said about.
Ass out, ass.
Wait, is she squatting down too?
Yeah, she was twerking.
Yeah, she was twerking just then during the balls.
Look, I'm not mad at it.
Y'all see all the white people?
I'll climb that mountain, bro. Like I don't.
They're like, this is why we was lynching them.
Look,
It's nothing people should. Hold on.
That's what civil rights will get you.
But time out.
this is why we were lynching.
This is why I think people full of shit. Like, there's a whole category on Pornhub. I can find a million bitches that look like Lizzo.
No, yeah.
And it gets thousands and millions of views.
It's
and
the
shit,
same with
right?
same with interracial
But that's why I
sex too.
stopped. But that's why I stopped, and I was like, you know what? Shout out to you, Lizzo. I'm not attracted to that, but you do you.
No, there's
Like,
someone that is.
I know
Yeah, there's
plenty of
someone that
niggas that'll
is.
climb that.
No,
shit. Come on, dog.
look.
I'm
all
not.
Look, he just brought up lynching. The whole entire culture of lynching is from the fear of black men fucking white women, right? Isn't it ironic that that's probably the most searched for like sex.
It's not the fear of black men fucking white women. It's teaching niggas what their place is.
Well, that's not fucking white women.
Yeah,
Like,
that shit started.
your place is
That
not
shit
here.
started in slavery.
Like that's
Yeah.
the most thing, but like there were a lot of that too.
Yeah,
Like there
there's a reason they were also
there
cutting
were
off their
countless
dicks all the time too,
Yeah.
and they were like,
They were chopping off all kind of different body parts, and this was before they were free. But like,
Yeah.
lynching was for fear, the same way tarring and feathering and like beating people half
the keeping
to
of the
death.
status quo.
Yeah, so it wasn't because I'm pretty sure compared to everything else, it's not just about.
It wasn't
like,
strictly
fucking
that.
my woman.
Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
about like I don't need you to think that you can
Even deign to
surpass me
believe
in
you could.
society one day.
Yeah. So honestly, Jeff, like right around the time of like the Civil War, like right before it, there was a point where in one of the sections of Georgia where a lot of like poor whites were actually galvanizing with the slaves, and that was like the last time that happened because from then on they were like give benefits to poor whites that separate them from the blacks because the one thing that we need to have is them be in the mentality of well at least I'm not a nigga. Like you can't have them seeing each other as peers and shit because that's when like galvanization happens, and so separate. And then take it from there, basically, is what that mentality is. But
Thanks a lot, forefathers, you bitch ass.
so
the fucked up part about it is, if I'm being 100% honest, I don't know how else to say this. We wouldn't be here today if it weren't for slavery.
no, yeah, for sure.
Like I wouldn't have been able to make the money that I made. Like we wouldn't be able to go on and do, you know.
You
that
look like you
being
come from some
said-
alpha stock.
But that being no, you're right, bro. Shout out to the super slave breeding program. Y'all niggas got me right.
It's like his uncle, I mean, his great-great-great uncle, his great-great-great-grandfather, all in the fighting industry.
Get your big bear wrestling ass over here and mate with this other gorilla-looking woman. And 20 generations down the line, some bitch ass
you one of
comedian
these.
with glasses is gonna come around. Okay.
Prime stock.
Prime stock.
But what should we call it?
You know what's really fucked up about slavery? It was easier.
All of it?
It was easier here than chattel slavery in particular.
No, yeah, then like South Africa,
Than South
America.
America.
Yeah, Brazil and Haiti had some of the worst slavery by far.
Average age was like 37.
Yeah,
What do you mean it was easier? Like
it was
easier
like
here,
you got to work for
like I
12
would rather be a
Yes,
slave here than
you worked
in-
for 12
Yes.
hours here, and then got to go like and be with your family and relax
okay.
in the evening.
I don't know about
Like-
be with your family, but
No,
you know.
I mean like everybody like slept in
Sold your mother for 20% off.
No, that too. But anyways, my point is like if you were like in the sugarcane fields in Haiti, you just worked.
They were working like 48 hours, 72-hour days.
Yeah.
Like people were dying from exhaustion.
That's America, baby.
That's dry.
They had the fortitude.
They
Like we
sleep,
can't work these
we
niggas all day. We
But I
gotta.
ain't gonna lie, I do think that's where that fucking like I don't sleep mentality comes
Yeah.
from. Because you like subconsciously trying to prove I'm not a lazy nigga.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't sleep. Look, I'm working right now. Like,
I feel that.
but yeah. And shout out to slavery, man. Just for my depression,
getting
my
us all here.
anxiety.
Let's get-
No, actually, not too long ago, like these people, one of my distant cousins reached out to us because they traced the family back and like found all our cousins and had a whole like reunion in Louisiana and like visited the church that my great first Black West built.
Okay.
And then they further found like the plantation and shit, and I was like, I want to go burn that shit down. I want to go
To commemorate,
destroy
I mean,
that
to
shit. Like it's
commemorate.
like a museum or some shit. Like
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. You're just like it happened.
Burn that shit down.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was a hospital during the Civil War, and the dude was a doctor,
Okay.
and he raped some black women.
And that's where the lineage of Wests come
Yeah.
from. Yeah. Isn't that crazy, right? Like, imagine like having like you're married to your girl, whatever, and the baby comes out, and it's clearly not yours. But like, what do you get? Like, it's not your girl was cheating on you. It's the slave master. Was,
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
let's go back to slavery for a bit. First of all,
Wait,
you didn't have a family. It's like, yeah, that's the baby. Y'all had sex, blah 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 blah. You like the dad's not even watching the birth. His ass is outside working, and like 9 times out of 10, we're snatching that kid up.
You're, like when you say like no family, there was, for example, there's a reason why like some traditions have carried on through slavery, like jumping the broom and stuff. We held the family unit in the way that we could.
In the
You're
way
right.
that we could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I
they
mean?
still
Like-
had kids
like they-
beating their parents. No, seriously.
Yeah,
like
no,
they
yeah.
still had kids beating their parents
Yeah.
and like fucking
Yeah.
up that entire family dynamic.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes you have a kid and it's like, okay, you're getting a little too emotional now. I'm gonna have to sell you. Like you're not working as hard because
Yeah,
you think about this
you're-
kid.
yeah.
Or I'm gonna sell the kid.
No, yeah.
Like,
Distractions is what they see it as.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Kind of like when you play in the NFL and you try to speak out against people that look like you getting shot and putting knees on their neck, and they say that you're a distraction. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't you think them funerals are distractions? Don't you think all them lawsuits are distractions?
Preach. I mean, I feel you. I feel like that's,
Sit your ass down
real
so I
quick.
can wave my Confederate flag.
So real quick. Like, for example, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I'm at the point in my life, real quick, I want them to win after Jerry. I don't want a title till Jerry Jones is dead, personally. Because, like, the moment he said, our boys are going to have our feet on the line, I was like, look, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to see you happy ever. Fuck you.
But from being around, I will say, like, that boy thing isn't always derogatory.
No,
like,
for sure. And here's the thing, like, he talks about, he calls them the boys because of the Cowboys, like, you know what I mean?
like, we're the boys.
Yeah, but that being said, like,
And I feel like
it's still...
Like my paranoia is they was like, we'll call it the Cowboys because we know there's gonna be some niggas playing for us, and then we can call them boys if we want to. But you know,
incognito.
like that's my.
Oh, so you're saying back when black people didn't even play football? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had the force.
that much foresight.
We'll integrate. We'll integrate.
To know
I'm gonna be dead.
It's like,
look at him. He's about 4 years out. I can wait 4 years. That's all I'm saying.
That's real.
My man is rough. Like,
but I will give him this.
White people
the
shouldn't
best
live this
salesman
long.
in the history of the game. That team that when he bought them, they were not nearly the most valuable franchise in sports.
Yeah.
They're more valuable than Man United, Real Madrid. Like that team.
and they're
has value.
still like valuable, even though they haven't.
Yeah, even though they haven't done shit in 30 years.
Yeah, but that's Texas.
Bro, dead ass. I
Texas
remember
football
it.
team.
I remember the last Super Bowl against the Steelers. I was a little kid still. I was like, I want to say like 5, and my dad's like, "You're not," because I was like, "Yeah, Cowboys," because he's a Cowboys fan. So you're not gonna watch the game, and I was like, "Dad, they've been in the Super Bowl like 3 of the 5 years I've been alive. I don't need to see this."
Yeah, they're always going to the Super Bowl.
They always in the Super Bowl, baby.
They'll always be here.
So are
This ain't
you?
going nowhere, baby.
This is what they do. Yeah.
Like
That's
Jesus
hilarious.
on the boat. Where's your faith? Where's your faith?
Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have watched the game.
Yeah,
All right,
It is
guys.
what it is.
So
we all gonna die anyway. None of this matters.
that is true. So we're gonna do the random topics part. That is true. We're all going to the same place at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do the first topic
Okay.
that we're gonna talk about. 5 minutes each. We're starting at 46, so we're gonna go to the 51st, and then we kind of cut these off right at the times, just
Okay.
because it's like the tidbit aspect. We don't go deep in it.
Right.
So for the first topic, I've heard you on several times on your podcast mention that you watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Right. So I fell off, but I still have my opinions on who some all-time greats are. So did you ever watch wrestling growing up at all? So I want to know everyone's favorite wrestler, and what do you think is the greatest match of all time, even if it doesn't include that wrestler.
Okay.
And I can go first while y'all think about it because y'all weren't prepared for this question.
Yeah.
All right. For me, my favorite wrestler of all time is Bret the Hitman Hart. He's the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
Yeah.
And my favorite match, just because I've never seen a match do this. But here's the thing, I fell off after the Attitude Era, so let me know if I'm wrong if this has happened since.
Okay.
But the match where Ken Shamrock was the guest ref, and
Stone Cold?
Cold versus Bret Hart, and it was
Was
an
it
I Quit match. And
WrestleMania or
it was like SummerSlam, I think.
Survivor Series, right?
Survivor Series, yes.
Yeah.
And like he hit him with the bell, and like he's bleeding profusely, and he's in the sharpshooter, and he doesn't give up, but he passes out.
That was WrestleMania.
That was WrestleMania. Okay,
Yeah,
so
because that was the double turn.
exactly,
Yeah.
and that's the reason I think.
Well, this
I've
shows
never
who grew up with money and who didn't. Nigga, I had to
watching
find out about
WrestleMania,
wrestling.
nigga?
Bro, I used to be sitting at people's lunch table. It was crazy.
So what happened last
that
night?
shit was
What
wild.
happened last night? bro, but I will say, like, I've never seen a match because, like, Bret Hart was the ultimate heel.
Yeah.
I mean, Bret Hart was the ultimate
Babyface.
Babyface.
Yeah.
Stone Cold was the ultimate heel.
Yeah.
And then, like, after he won, he just kept on attacking him, and the crowd started just booing. And ever since then, like, just total flip. And I've never seen one match do that. Like, so for me, those are my two choices.
Oh, so specifically the...
Yeah, like Stone Cold
Impact
became a
of the
fan favorite after that night.
Pete.
Bret Hart became a fan. Like, besides in Canada, nobody really liked Bret Hart after that.
Yeah. Like
Except
they.
for my little black ass, like, no, I still love you,
Is he
bro.
from Canada?
Yeah. It was the Hart Foundation. They all had the. There was a whole era where it was like the Hart Foundation versus like everybody. Like, they had like
the
most of the
USA,
championships
yeah.
in the stable and shit. Like, it was a good time in
And it was
wrestling.
like when they would go to Canada, they'd be like superheroes.
Yeah, like it was
And
like
yeah.
depending on this audience was if you're getting booed profusely and it was regional from Canada to America. So
I don't think anybody's done it successfully like that. But I've
One
seen
match,
people
it's
try
crazy. Yeah.
to do like where
Some
at the
good
end of the
person doing
match
evil shit.
there's like a flip. But
Yeah.
it usually doesn't happen in the match. It usually happens because after the match somebody will like
Takes it
do
too
the
far.
low blow or
Yeah.
get the loser gets the chair or some shit like that.
"Stay, you already
Like
won."
but it's never been in the match because of the finish because he held on too long.
Yeah.
Or whatever. To answer your question, I always go back and forth between.
Pick your baby. Do it.
Yeah, I know, right? I always go back and forth between Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go Stone Cold.
You know what's crazy is those three, including Bret Hart, that what is a triumvirate of like pay-per-views. Bret Hart never beat Shawn Michaels at a pay-per-view. Shawn Michaels never beat Stone Cold at a pay-per-view, and Stone Cold never beat Bret Hart at a pay-per-view. It was like a three-way triangle of like, I remember when Stone Cold was throwing niggas out the Royal Rumble left and right.
And that's only because the shit happened with Bret and he left the company.
Yeah,
Like, dude, if that never happened, so we would have got so many good matches.
Bro, it's so sad when Owen Hart death, by the way, hit me the hardest of any death as a kid because I was a huge Bret Hart fan, and then like I didn't see
be traumatic to see,
bro, and I had the Bret Hart documentary, and he talks like he's like crying. He's like, that's one of my biggest regrets as a professional is that I wasn't with WWF when my brother died. Like I was at WCW. Like so,
and for some bullshit, like it was a gimmick that they just lowered him down to the stage,
like and it just snapped or whatever, or just like the real.
They got it right with Sting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Night after night. No,
I thought that shit was normal.
But if you think about it, Owen Hart is one of the greatest wrestlers all time.
Yeah.
And they have him in a stupid gimmick. Where he's like
wearing like a mask and shit, saying
that
I
just
am not a
goes
nugget.
to show y'all that not everybody in charge knows what the fuck they're doing.
That's true.
Because somebody thought that was a good idea. And
Yeah,
I'm sure
to take
it wasn't him.
all you need to do is keep Owen in the black and pink. Like, what are you doing, changing him to like a Patriot character?
But I honestly think it might have. After the shit with him and Stone Cold, where Stone Cold broke his neck in that match, that might have like turned them on him, Owen Hart.
Yeah.
Because after that, he doesn't really get any
He's an Intercontinental champion. At
yeah,
the most.
like after Bret Hart left the company, he should have been the next in line to like fight Shawn for the title and like avenge his brother. Yeah. But he didn't really get that.
That's crazy that they didn't.
He may not have been in the mental space.
Too.
Maybe that might have been the case.
Yeah. So who was your favorite all time? Wrestler?
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Not mad at it.
He's been my hero.
That's so crazy that he became like the highest paid
it's not
actor.
Though. It's not.
No. The charisma again. It's charisma.
It's the charisma thing. You can see it like as soon as he'll cut a promo and it's just like.
I remember seeing his first match ever. It was at Survivor Series in a 4-way match. When they used to do the elimination 4-ways, and like his whole team got eliminated, and he had his Rocky Maivia Polynesian outfit, and he came back and beat all 4 guys versus him basically, and that was his first match. And I was like, oh, who's this guy?
No. I fell in love with him when he started talking shit.
Like, he was always the best.
He's a Mike Maestro for sure.
To be honest with you, like I think sometimes like that's where a lot of my humor comes from. I was just trying to be like The Rock when I was younger.
That's what's up.
Even now.
No, that's what's up that you could like take it back to that and realize that was like I looked up to him, so I wanted to emulate it on some level.
I still look up to him. That's one of the reasons I left my job. Like, I know I bitched about it in the other room, but like I wouldn't have left my job if I thought that my best days were behind me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I know it was hard for him when he first left. You know, like what's this wrestler doing? Trying to act, blah, blah, but look at him now.
Yeah, look at him now. Yeah,
I say that
true.
to say, when I'm touring the world, don't you ask for no fucking tick. No,
like even WWE didn't believe in his movie career.
No,
when he left, like they were like,
"Good luck, nigga."
Yeah, exactly. Because when it came up for them to resign his contract, they were like, go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah,
you'll be back.
Yeah, exactly. Like
and
we're not worried about it.
It was a couple of years but once he got his fucking groove.
But even his early shit, like The Rundown, is a great movie. Like,
but that's not his early shit. Like his early shit is shit you ain't seen.
Walking Tall.
Nah, like shit. No, I'm talking about shit you ain't seen. Like, cause you think about it. Like, well, actually, no, he was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He probably did get a little bit of. Cause like most people, their first shit is like it's not even in theaters.
I think his very first movie was Walking Tall. I want to say, with Johnny Knoxville was his co-star.
That movie was crazy. Yeah. I remember just when he ripped his shirt off.
Yeah.
Make sure that this never happens
to anyone else. I'm like, God damn.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. They sliced this man up for no reason.
So, real quick, do y'all have a match that you want to say before we go to
Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker in Houston, that first one. Or
they had some classic WrestleMania fights.
Or Undertaker versus Triple H, the second one in WrestleMania 27.
Okay, it's so funny. I saw a thing where it showed like Undertaker on Super Nintendo, and then the most recent game is like, this is how long the Undertaker was around. Yeah. And I've seen the same thing for Brady too.
Even
y'all know
before
he lives in BK. I'm sorry.
Oh, he does? He does?
Yeah.
Can we cut that out? Yeah, he lives at 14567.
And don't you go over his houses. I'm pretty sure he'll shoot you.
He'll tombstone that ass. Please believe.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he got a shot.
What are you about to say, Brendan? Are you about to say something?
No.
Okay.
So
you don't. Okay, that's what's up. Okay, so which one? Do y'all don't have a topic? Which topic you want to do?
I'm gonna talk about autism.
Okay, so we got 5 minutes on autism.
I guess it's a quick topic because it's one thing that annoys the fuck out of me. And this is honestly all I want to say. I tell people that I'm on the spectrum. And then they say, it's okay, we're all on the spectrum. If we were all on the spectrum, there wouldn't be a fucking spectrum to be on in the first place, god damn it. That's
Scene.
That's it. Like, too many people try to make it say, I understand what you're trying to do, like, oh, we're all the same. But we're not all the same.
No, yeah.
We don't all take 650 milligrams of mental health meds every morning. Mm-hmm. We don't have to take pills to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? We're not all suicidal. We're not all the fucking same.
No, yeah.
Stop trying to make it seem like we're all the same.
No, yeah. I mean, I like it's a panacea. No, yeah. For example, like I've even said this. Like Neil Brennan has talked about, like if you took somebody who makes, let's say, $2 million a year, and you said, hey, and they suffer from depression and bipolarism, for example, and you say, hey, here's this pill. Like if you take this one pill at the beginning of the year, you're only going to be sad when sad shit happens to you, and you're gonna like your chemical balance is going to be where it needs to be. When you're happy, you're happy. Nothing else is going to be off kilter. $1.5 million. He's like, most of them will take it. Like, give it to me. Like, I'll give 3/4 of what I'm making this year.
I mean, you think about it. People have killed themselves
Yes.
to not be
Feeling like
that. Like,
yeah. So I feel that for sure. Have you seen the movie? It's Kind of a Funny Story.
no.
It's really good. Like, basically the premise is it's about a kid that like is like having suicidal thoughts. So like he like goes to the hospital. Like, I need to be checked in. And they're like, well, the kid ward is under construction right now, so you need to be with the adults. And so when he's there, it gives him perspective on life and like just like, damn, like the things that I'm worried about and stressing about are like normal things. And these people have things going on in their lives that like they can't control. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like a perspective story.
And I
It's
guess
really
that's
good.
what it is. I think sometimes people think that when you say like, "Oh, I'm mentally ill," they think you're the kid. When in actuality, like, no, you're the patient in the hospital.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
like I need help. yeah.
And it's also people trying to be inclusive. Like they're trying to do the.
You're not
like
different. It's
you're saying,
okay.
Yeah, you're one of us. It's like, I mean, yes, and there's something else.
Two things
going
can be
on,
the same.
you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yes. I'm just like you, but I also have my things that make
I'm
me
not
not
just
like
like
you at
you.
all. Yeah, at all.
I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's a base level, like, remove the mental illness, autism, your brain is hardwired differently.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people that have been trying to suggest that autism is the next stage in human evolution.
I mean, when you look at savantism, it's kind of hard to argue. Like sometimes when like you see people that are just straight up savants in one particular area.
He's talking about me. He's talking about me.
No, yeah. When I used to teach psychology, that was one of my favorite units was savantism.
Like, I
Like,
saw a video of a 6-year-old like recreating, I think it was a little
like a
baby
Rembrandt
beat.
or some shit.
No, it was a little baby beat, but he was like 6-year-old, like, and then you move it here, and then you press the compressor, and like he was doing all this. I was like, yo,
No, bro, some brains like I'm sure y'all are familiar with Good Will Hunting. Like
yeah,
it's loosely based on this guy in India, had no formal education whatsoever, but he was sending in like letters to MIT, like, hey, here's a thing I've been working on. He was like from like not a jungle.
Wait.
Huh?
Good Will Hunting is based off a dude from India.
Yeah, it's whitewashing.
Nigga, what the
Basi-
fuck, Ben Affleck?
How do you like them
Matt
apples?
Damon?
What should I say?
Goddamn white
How do you like
people.
them apples? Hurry up and buy these. I don't want to. I'm sorry.
No, but yeah, it was based on a guy from India. Like, and they changed it to Matt Damon.
They stole my
And they were like,
fucking
fuck
yeah,
this nigga.
but
yo.
like
This-
that speaks to like he had no like the level of like computing and mathematics that this guy was on. Without going to school, it makes no fucking sense. So like saying that brains are wired differently and stuff. There's a guy that was blind that I would show like during my savantism like segment for psychology. He's blind, and they would hook his brain up, and like the way that his brain would react in certain segments. So for example, like the area that lights up when you're seeing something that you like would light up for him when the type of music that he liked. Like it was just wired totally differently. Where it's like nobody else's shit like reacts like that. Like,
Yeah.
but. It's the same with this kid who's the pinball grand wizard right now. Like he's like the best pinball player in the world. He has a condition where if you're looking at him and talking to him, his eyes are going like this at all times. They're always shaking.
You can't make eye contact.
Yeah, no. It's like a condition of his. Like his eyes, they can't focus. But for
Is it because he's on the pinball machine all day?
no.
or-
Just like it's like I forget what it's a condition. I forget what it's called. But basically, his eyes just they can't focus. But like
ball
apparently
flying
playing pinball, it's an advantage for him.
Okay.
Because like I don't know. You got to like watch the Brian Gumble special on it. But like.
Gotcha.
It was interesting. Like sometimes your disadvantage when it comes to like something that you're doing could be in it. Tim Howard has Tourette's, but he's accredited it with his like reactionary skills in the keeper box playing for Team USA. He's like I'm always like feeling like wired, like jittery, and like so
Yeah.
when I'm in the like my muscle twitch reactions are faster. So like it's just interesting. Like people take their negatives and can turn them into positives depending on if they find what it works with. You know.
You know what's really funny?
Yeah.
When I was diagnosed autistic, like a couple months later, that diagnosis followed. The first 5 people who called me savants, I cussed them all out.
Yeah.
Because I was like, bro, you think I'm some kind of retarded? Like, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, you know what I mean? Like, for real. Like,
Yeah, I
like,
feel that.
you think, it was when I started playing guitar.
Yeah.
My agent was like, oh, you sure you're not a savant? I'm like, who the fuck you talking to? Bitch, where you
Putting
at?
in work.
Like,
No, yeah.
a savant. I'll come kill you. But now.
That's funny. It was a compliment.
I'm
It was
actually, it's a compliment. And it's even worse because.
So what age were you when you started playing guitar?
27.
Okay, I was 25. Like
27,
that's one thing that like I tell people, like if you want to learn an instrument, it's never too late if you take the time to do it. Like
and if you can do it. I mean, I used to be that way. Like, oh, if you want to, but comedy has taught me. Like,
no. Well, comedy's different than playing an instrument.
Instruments the same. Like some people, it just ain't for them.
Oh, okay.
Like I've seen it. Like hey, let's try this bongo.
He's always like I tried to get Kennedy on 3 different. It ain't happening.
Oh no, Kennedy can actually play piano.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like I
By the way, how many kids do you have?
just 2.
Just 2. All right. Is it a boy, girl, or
2
girl?
girls.
Okay, that's what's up. Are you guys done?
I don't know.
Okay. That's one benefit of being wealthy as fuck. We can have as many as we want. I don't gotta work. Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's weird, like, you talk about that, but, like, from a mental illness standpoint, like, I still get scared whenever I swipe my credit card.
Okay, and I feel
And there's no limit on the credit card. But I still get scared. Like,
yeah.
I think I'll probably always, like, be afraid of just being poor again. And that shit, like...
But that's part of, like, why you're doing, like, you're always like, moving and making moves is because probably that's part of it, you know?
I'm doing that to keep the voices quiet.
Okay.
Like, if you're working, you're not alone with your thoughts. You know what I mean?
No, I feel that.
I'm just glad that I'm good at the shit that I do want to work at. Like if I wasn't funny, I'd probably kill myself. Like, I'm like, this was the last shot.
I got nothing. All right. What did you want to talk about for your topic?
Yeah, I did a show this weekend, and I have this joke where I talk about the reasons I need to lose weight, and I start off the joke by going, I'm fat.
Reason number 1, I'm fat.
Yeah, but like I go, I'm fat, but I'm working on it, and these are the reasons why. And so I started to go, I'm fat, and then immediately 3 girls in the audience go, who told you that? What? Why would you say? You were beautiful. I was like, huh?
I didn't say I wasn't.
I was just like,
They tried to save you. They tried to save you.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was like, this is confusing. Like, I found out like people my age and younger like hate my comedy because I don't. They hear the trigger words because I use all the words.
Just saying fat,
have
yeah.
This reaction, like just saying fat, causes this reaction.
No, yeah.
And I'm like, what are y'all?
First of all, everybody to be there for that.
Dog. Like we had a whole sidebar. It took up 3 minutes. I was like, first of all, y'all are equating fat and ugly. Look, I still get pussy now. Don't get me wrong. Like that's not.
That's so funny. Like that. Honestly, like for me, if my reaction was like, "Oh no, you're good," and then you'd be like, "You're the one assuming that fat and ugly are together."
Yeah,
like it's like,
true.
"Oh shit."
Unless
you're
they
right.
scarred, because you never know what people went through.
Yeah, that's true. They could have ugly.
The most in shape people you know are like fat kids.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone has their journey.
Yeah,
so.
but just
that is funny.
So what was your
Say
reaction?
that.
Did it take you off of your trail of where you were going, or did you just quick?
No, it's still because I mean that kind of plays into my joke when
Okay.
because I have a Lizzo thing that I go like there's no Mel Lizzo.
Okay.
Right? Like we don't have a representation saying like
Not since Biggie.
Hey dog, keep doing that. Like
But nah, nigga, Biggie won't walk around shirtless. And
yeah,
shit.
but yeah, he was still yeah, exactly, right?
Rick Ross maybe.
You're like Biggie knew his place.
But I also say in the
In the
joke
studio
about
with
But I also say in the joke about like how you can find a million Lizzos on Pornhub, right? Like there's no BBW equivalent on Pornhub for dudes, right? And I asked them, and then one of the girls that was like, "I'm beautiful," she was like, "Big Papa," and I was like, "Yo, you want to fuck fat dudes, don't you?" She was there with her little skinny white boyfriend too. She was black. I was like, "Hey, dog, you might want to hold on to her because she's real."
She's telling me her
advocate for
type
this
is
shit,
me,
dog.
apparently.
Exactly.
What would that be called? Like BBD or?
She said Big Papa. I guess
BBM?
Is the category? It's called Big Papa.
That's what she said.
Oh,
I guess.
there's an act.
That's how little it's searched. Is that none of us knew
That's
it.
how little it's said. It's like Father's Day, Big Papa. No, I'm just-
And sometimes you'll get Father's Day with Big Papa.
Yeah,
that's true.
But I mean, I think that's just part of doing. Was it in Austin? I'm guessing.
Yeah. It was East Austin.
That's a whole other topic. Like doing comedy in Austin. Like some people here, like feel like they had to be all the way PC about absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And they cringe at even like the word fat thing, and it's just like. Even like Gabriel Iglesias is, like would not do well here. Like self-deprecating humor only. I mean, he would to a point, but like if you're just
dissing
self-deprecating yourself the whole entire time.
But I feel like he does it in a way because I have more to that joke that I really go in on myself that I cut out because it was getting to a point where people were like, "Come on, dude,
You need a hug?"
This shit is fucking hilarious." Outside of here, you fucking stupid. Like I was Chris Rock. They asked him to host the Oscars, and he said that would be like asking Nicole Brown to
People
go
freaked
to the
out.
scene of the crime or whatever.
Wait,
and
they
then
asked him to host again?
Yeah, the host afterwards.
yeah,
it's
the
like
host. And so like so
People
many
are trying to
people are
cancel him.
against him.
Yeah.
They're like, how would you compare this to murder? I was like, so many people grew up without comedy in their lives, and this show is like, y'all niggas need to hear a joke.
Yeah,
every once in a while.
it's called being hyperbolic. Yes, it's not the same as murder. But
Honestly, bro, at the end of the day, I think y'all are looking at it the wrong way. Yeah, like I'm gonna take Bill Burr for example. Women, feminists bitch about Bill Burr all the time. That nigga just sold out. I'm sorry, that man. You know what? That nigga just sold out the Rocks.
Yeah.
Like he ain't just
Fenway Park, nigga.
Like he sold out Fenway Park.
Yeah.
So you can say whatever the fuck you want about. I'm not trying to get.
If
your
funny,
fans
you're
are gonna
funny.
be your fans, and if you funny, you funny. And yeah, everybody ain't gonna like everything you say, but people need to stop being pussies and just say what they was gonna say regardless.
Yeah.
Like stand on your shit.
Yeah.
Don't sit here and start talking about, I'm changing my material to cater to, because now it's not you.
No, yeah, and I agree. And here's the thing: like anything could be funny if there's like a point to what
If
you're
there's
saying.
art to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
if there's a point to what you're like.
But that's my problem with the comedy in Austin too. Like it's too many fucking roast battles and too much fucking crowd work dissing people. Write a fucking joke, bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
But you know what I mean? Like, write a fucking joke. Like, too many motherfuckers, even at open mics, bitches get up at open mics.
Do crowd work,
You guys here together? Where's your material? Like, this is supposed to be your time to get better.
Yeah.
And then these same motherfuckers are the same bitches that's hating on me because I'm actually doing something because I didn't waste my time at the open mics.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
As he said, fuck y'all. All right. No.
And I got a show in Vegas next weekend.
Okay.
Bitch ass niggas.
Would you want to plug
It's
that
at
real
the
quick?
Stratosphere Hotel. It ain't at Hooters.
Real quick. Let's do this. Plug what you want to plug.
Oh, that's it. Like, I'm funny. And one day I'm going to be touring the world.
you said that you
all
just
y'all
released
bitch-ass
some music.
motherfuckers in Austin that be hating, keep hating.
You said you just released some music.
And I just released an album. And
What's it called?
there was a song on the album that won an International Music Award for North America, the best blues song in North America. The plaque will be
What's
here
the title?
in
What's the
September.
Do you have a title?
The name of the album is Yours Truly.
All right.
I'm recording a special
And
next
is your
year.
name on it Joe Barksdale? Or is it
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm recording a special next year,
right.
a comedy special.
Okay.
And it's going to be funnier than anything that 90% of y'all listening going to ever put out.
Talk your shit.
Talk your shit, Joe.
My mom's like, dear God.
It's bad because I don't care. Like,
yeah.
like I mean, that's how I feel.
No,
like,
I think
you
one
know,
thing about doing stand-up is you get to be you.
One thing about doing stand-up is you realize when you come to Austin, there's a lot of race involved. When the last time y'all seen a brown person perform at Creek in the Cave?
Isn't that owned by a black guy too?
I have no idea. If
pretty
it
sure
is,
it is.
he's a fucking sellout.
I'm pretty sure that
No, I'm just playing. I'm not
one of the
calling him a
owners.
sellout.
One of the owners. I'm pretty sure is black.
But that's all I'm saying. Like, for you to have, it's supposed to be the Creek in the Cave, supposed to be the place where you can get the best comedy. Ain't no black comic in Austin funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's shit like that.
I'm trying to think if I can think of any black comics. I've only done one gig there, and it was for like a former teacher show.
See what I'm saying? It's too many funny colored people not getting work in Austin.
Yeah.
And I
will say one thing that I've loved, like a lot of the nights at FPIA, a lot of black people have been advanced.
What's FPIA?
Funniest person in Austin.
For sure.
Yeah. So like every single night, I think for the most part, at least one black person has advanced.
I wouldn't say every single night, but there.
But
Like,
except for like two of them.
I was happily surprised at the amount of black people.
Niggas shouldn't have to have Cap City come back and have to be in a competition in order to prove they funny when they already been being funny before this shit even started.
No,
Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck
Preacher,
that fucking
choir. I definitely agree.
Like, and that's the other thing. Okay, you're
There's
the
another
funniest
comedy
person
show.
in Austin.
There's another comedy
Houston,
competition.
There's Dallas. There's San Antonio.
Yeah.
There's
That's where I
Fort
started
Worth.
with San Antonio.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
quick. No, I feel you, but
man, fuck Austin. Like, fuck Austin. I really do want to move, but
all right,
we can't
Brandon,
move.
cut it. Brandon, cut it.
No, he ain't gotta cut it. I hate this fucking city. I don't have no friends I can hang out with for real. Like, I live so far away.
Said, I already told you I ain't ever hanging out with
Can't
your ass.
Nobody, for real though. Like, I mean, you think about it. If I kill myself tomorrow, ain't nobody from Austin coming to the funeral. As much as people want to say, "Oh no, I'd be," shut the fuck up. No, you wouldn't. I hate this fucking city.
Daniel would be there.
I would try to make it there.
See,
He's
said I would
he's
try.
like, my schedule was open.
If the schedule was open, that's the point. Like, I'm in this city alone.
So
Can't get no fucking comedy shows. Meanwhile, I'm performing with Roy Wood Jr. in New York, Amy Wong in L.A. I'm going to Las Vegas. I was one of the top 25 in the country in that.
Yeah.
Fuck this city, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
fuck Austin.
I mean, I will
fuck
say-
Austin comedy.
I will say the Austin comedy scene can be clicking.
And that's the other thing. They get mad because Tamir be going crazy, but like half the time, okay. Tamir goes a little overboard, but like he's got a point.
Tamir,
Tamir Bryant.
Yeah.
Like he'll go on some
Black
scathing
comic in
rants from time to time. But they make it seem like, and I'm not sitting here saying he's going
about
about
Austin or
Yeah.
about Austin comedy scene.
Okay.
And I'm not sitting here saying he's going about it the right way or any of that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and say
he's not
everything you
wrong.
say is wrong.
Yeah.
Is he doing like on a podcast so I can just check it out? I just want to see what he said.
No.
He has some podcasts.
Okay.
You can
Yeah, but his shit
look
don't
up
be wrong.
Impossibly Accurate.
Okay. So what? Did you
Bro,
wanna
I
plug
used to
real
not be racist before I started doing comedy in Austin.
quick? Y'all changed me. What
I'm
did you wanna
dead
plug
ass
real quick?
serious.
I mean, it could be disappointing.
Like, I'm dead ass serious.
Did you want to plug anything?
I'm going to be doing Funniest Person semifinals.
Yeah,
There you go.
This is one of the black guys that advanced.
Yeah, this one of the
Yeah.
black guys at advanced. And they probably still ain't gonna book him after he makes it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really care about winning. I just want to get in front of these
the
Cap City
bookers.
people.
Yeah.
Do good. As long as I do good, that's all I cared about.
No, yeah,
was-
for
was
sure.
doing good. And then I'll go home happy.
Because he got to be twice as good as whatever white comedians coming behind him.
Yeah, Brandon, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, your white ass should be over there feeling guilty. I still ain't heard you apologize for slavery yet. Get your shit together. Speaking of white people, are Jewish people white people or not? Because they weren't saying that white shit in Germany, but now...
It depends on the
I'm
circumstance. for
serious,
sure.
though. Like, in Germany, like, oh, we're proud Jews, blah, blah. Civil rights movement started happening. Brother,
Well,
we are white.
No, I will say
Like-
there were some Jews being killed with black people during the civil rights.
That is true.
Yeah. But all right, guys, we're out of time. We're a little bit over, but this has been a great episode, guys. Thank you guys again so much for doing it with me.
Dog, I hate talking about Austin
This
comedy.
is,
That shit really
Joe-
fucks up my day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really about to be mad the rest of the day.
All right, this has been Joe Barksdale, and this has been Daniel West. I'm Winston Dean. Thank you
fuck
guys
this
for listening
city,
as
dog.
usual. And,
Fuck this city.
And fuck this city. All right.
This has been a Your Last Resort production.